Welcome back, Rooted and Rising family. As always, take what resonates with you and leave what does not. This is a timeless collective message, meaning if you're here, Spirit brought you here for a reason, all right? Today we are going to dive into who I am becoming. This is a spread that explores your current vibration, so what you're currently going through, what you're releasing or getting rid of, what you're walking into, and what Spirit wants you to remember as you rise into your next chapter. All right, let's get rooted and let's rise together. This is our current energy, the mirror. All right, in tarot, we pulled the Tower card and the Hierophant. In the Oracle decks, what was pulled is Secret Admirer, Crossroads, Meeting the Family, Occupation. And the emotional energy from an emotional deck I pulled was anxiety. So right now, your identity is being restructured. The Tower and Hierophant together speak of breaking down outdated structures. This could be beliefs, traditions, or just expectations that once defined who you were. This energy feels like a divine disruption with a purpose. Spirit is rebuilding your foundation so your values align with your authentic self, right? So right now, it's looking like it just feels like everything that could go wrong is going wrong, right? Emotions all over the place and lots of things going on. But it's for a reason. Again, it's breaking down, again, all of those outdated structures, even emotions, beliefs, traditions, expectations. How about thoughts that, that just don't do us any just don't do us any good, right? So it's breaking down all of those things and it's rebuilding our foundation, all right? Making us our authentic self, who we truly really are without all the junk, basically. It's cleaning us up, all right? Then we have for the Secret Admirer card and the Crossroads card that was pulled from the Oracle decks, show that you're being observed. And not by, it sounds like somebody romantic, but in this case, you're being observed by the divine, right? Unseen forces watching how you choose your next step. You're being watched and observed closely, right? There's also a reflection of hidden emotions that need acknowledgement before you can move ahead, right? Occupation brings focus to your calling. Spirit is saying, your work, purpose, and spiritual discipline are being refined. So I don't know if you are working, maybe you currently work somewhere like a 9 to 5 and maybe Spirit is pushing you to do something more in the creative. So wherever you're being pushed or led, the Tower card is working on that as well. All right. You may feel anxiety because growth does feel pretty uncertain, but that nervousness is a sign of evolution. You're being shaped, molded into someone whose stability isn't dependent on outside validation, but on spiritual truth and purpose. So this Tower moment is is doing a real work, a real number on you, right? A real number on every aspect of your life. But again, it is cleaning the junk out to have you build every part of you authentically into something that's real, on a firm foundation, on a real foundation, on the real authentic you, so that the real you can shine and glow forth, right? No more, I'll just deal with it, or I'll just compromise, or I don't want to make anybody angry, so I'll do that, or I'll take on other people's burdens. No, this is getting rid of all of that. This is going to make you and allow you to stand firm and confident in being who you really authentically are. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't feel great going through it, but it's beautiful that the divine see fit to mold you into you and to make you feel comfortable and allow you to feel comfortable with being authentically you and really wanting that of you. All right, so this is what we're shedding, what we're getting rid of, the release. From tarot, we pulled the 5 of Cups, and we also pulled the 8 of Cups. The Oracle decks pulled Poker Face, Ghosted, Inner Child, Clout Chaser, Long Distance, this is a different deck, Pathway, Despair, and our emotional energy from our emotions deck, Protect Your Feelings. You're releasing emotional disappointments, right? You're just getting rid of that, especially tied to people or versions of yourself that you couldn't meet that couldn't meet you at your depth. The 5 in the 8 of Cups speaks to mourning what was and bravely walking away from it. You're walking away from what was. You're walking away from a you who, who could set boundaries but couldn't keep them. You would continue to let people maybe use you as a doormat. That's an example. You know what I mean? You're walking away from you that would take on other people's responsibility or problems because you were just wanting to keep the peace, or you were wanting to be kind. All right. You're releasing all that and you're walking into something better, a newer and better authentic you. Hence, again, what the Tower is doing. All right. The poker face and ghosted cards highlight that you may have suppressed your true emotions to keep the peace, as I said earlier, and protect yourself from rejection, right? You don't want to be rejected, so hey, I'll do this just to keep the peace. Oh, I'll take care of that, again, because, well, if I don't do this, then, you won't like me anymore, or you won't want to be around me. And Spirit says, no more shrinking yourself. No more shrinking at all. All right. Again, Tower is knocking that down, or has knocked that down, and this is you're releasing it now, and it's saying no, you're not shrinking. All right, you are going to be firm in your boundaries. If somebody was expected to do something, they are going to do it, and you're not going to take it on. All right, the Inner Child and the Pathway cards remind us that healing, our early wounds, especially where we felt unseen or undervalued, is the bridge to reclaiming our joy. So we have to look at all those places where, we were wounded, our younger selves, our inner child was wounded, and deal with them, right? Release them, as in that's the current one we're on, is where we're releasing it, we're shedding it, we're getting rid of it. All right, that is the bridge to reclaiming our joy. Healing those early wounds. No more shrinking ourselves. We are not who other people said we were or tried to make us. All right. Then we have the Clout Chaser and Despair cards. They call out the need to detach from external validation and social comparisons, right? We are moving on or evolving from chasing attention to attract alignment. All right. And no matter what kind of attention we're chasing, we're saying, I don't need social attention. I don't need attention from, people in certain groups, even parents or family, all right, to be valued or validated. We're evolving from chasing that attention to attracting alignment, all right? In other words, we are receiving attention, we're attracting it to ourselves, but that is because we are standing firm in who we are, all right? We're being authentically ourselves, and that attracts the kind of attention that is warranted and needed. And that is, I want to say, healthy for us. Spirit wants you to protect your peace, not your ego. So this is about getting rid of ego, right? So we're evolving from that. We're letting that go. That's what Spirit is saying. You're letting that go. We're shedding that. All right. Now we'll move on to what we're stepping into, or the becoming, right? The tarot cards pulled is the Wheel of Fortune card, the World card. All right, that's beautiful. 2 beautiful cards, especially for this scenario. All right, in our Oracle cards, we have Brand New, Let Go, Birthday, and House. And the emotional energy from the Emotions deck is Optimism and Nurture. All right, so rooted in rising family, we are stepping into a cycle of completion and reward. Doesn't that sound great? Especially after those Tower moments when everything in life has been knocked all over the place, right? And our emotions are all over the world and we don't know which way to turn, how to look up, down, or around, right? Now we're stepping into a cycle of completion and reward. Oh, that's so beautiful and refreshing, isn't it? So the wheel and the world together symbolize graduation energy, right? The closing of one chapter and the blessing of a brand new beginning. And brand new, which is wonderful because we got it confirmed from that Oracle card that was pulled, and birthday emphasize rebirth. You're reinventing you, all right? We had the Tower moment. Some things got knocked down. We had things we're shedding. And now we're walking into graduation. We're moving on. We're elevating, right? We are elevating. So again, graduation energy, the closing of one chapter, and the blessing of a brand new beginning. Brand new birthday. It will emphasize our rebirth, because that's what we're going through. We are reinventing ourselves and birthing a version of ourselves that is free. Oh Lord, that's wonderful. Softer, wiser, and more confident. We don't have softer as in we don't have to feel like we have to be so tough in a sense. And that toughness is protecting our wounds, protecting how we really feel, protecting maybe even resentments. The tower moments kind of knocked all that down, where it's like, you know what, I can be my softer self because I'm not dealing with this. Either you're going to accept me for authentically being me, or you're not going to accept me at all. So I'm going to keep my peace. There's no need for me to put up barriers of being really tough, because, I'm not going to deal with tomfoolery. I'm just not going to do it anymore. All right. So again, we can be softer, wiser, and more confident. All right. Let go shows us that our heart is finally releasing resentment, guilt, and creating emotional space for joy. Right? We're letting it go. We're letting all of we just are just letting things that don't serve us go. We're not dealing with it anymore. As stated multiple times, we're just in the energy of not doing it. All right. And then the house card speaks of stability, home, and emotional grounding. And so Spirit is granting us a sense of inner peace and safety that does not depend on external conditions, hence the stability. All right. Our inner peace does not depend on what's going on around us. It does not depend on people still trying to cross those boundaries. It does not depend on gratification from the world and what the world says something should be. Our inner peace is our inner peace, and we don't let things disrupt that. That's where we're at. All right. Nurture and optimism from our emotional deck, are the key words from that deck right now. All right. Nurture and optimism. We're learning that abundance is not something that, you chase. It's something you become. It is something you become. You attract abundance to you. You become abundant because we're not dealing with foolery anymore. We got rid of all of the junk externally and internally. All right. We become our authentic selves, more confident. We are attracting reciprocal relationships. So we're attracting all those things to us. All right. So abundance is not just money. It has to do with money, but all around us in every area of our lives, we are attracting abundance through this transition, through this new authentic you or us, right? Again, remember, abundance is not something that you chase. It's something you become. You become abundant in every area of your life. All right, so now we have divine guidance, all right, or the anchor. Just things that the divine wanted to either remind you of or solidify, something you already knew but just needed confirmation on, things like that. And for tarot, we pulled the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Chariot card. Oracle cards are situational, single, CEO energy, big break, soul contracts, marriage, communication, chaser, forgiving and learning. And then our emotional energy from the emotional deck is wishes fulfilled and jealousy. Okay. And so what Spirit is telling us to move forward with focus and faith. All right. We have the Chariot card and the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. They all carry momentum, movement. All right. So we're meant to act boldly at this time, but with intention. We're not acting recklessly. So whatever it is we need to move forward in, go and do it. Move forward with intention. CEO energy confirms that this is our time to, this is our leadership era. This is our time to walk and act in leadership, right? Spirit is aligning opportunities that require courage and decision making. All right. And then other Oracle deck cards, the Big Break and Soul Contracts cards, remind us that what's destined for us cannot be missed. All right. And that's in relationships, collaborations, partnerships. It will mirror divine purpose, divine timing, of course, but not distraction. Marriage and communication, they suggest that alliances will form, whether they're romantic or professional, that are balanced and spiritually aligned. It's just reiterating that again, once again, those reciprocated relationships that can match your glow up, can match your elevation, that is on the way with all of this. You know, you're no longer going to attract karmic, toxic relationships of any kind. That's friendships. That's, again, that's business related. That's personal. That's family. You know, because we can, family, just because blood doesn't mean, you know, that's in a sense family. It can mean, hey, you're going to have someone who's your spiritual family coming around to step in to be a family for you if that's something that you need. You know, whether romantic, whatever it is, we are going to just attract people who are on the same level as we are. All right. And then the forgiving and learning cards tied all together. Spirit says, release the past with grace. And as you do, your manifestations or the wishes fulfilled card from the emotions deck will flow faster. All right. Let go of comparison, which is jealousy. Jealousy is like comparing, like, oh, she has this, you know, and oh, but I have that, you know. It's just saying let go of comparison. Now, it also could be a warning that in all this, you are going to have people looking in. You know, it could stir up jealousy among people, you know, among people around you. So watch out for that as well. So I do want to put that out there. It could really be like, hey, this glow up will cause jealousy. People will be jealous of you. But also, it's a form of comparison, you know, jealousy. So let go of it. We don't need to compare yourself to anybody else or to other people. All right. Your lane was built for you. All right. What you have for you is built for you. And that speaks to the divine alignment and the divine opportunities and the divine having its hand in here, the soul contracts. What's for you is for you. All right. It's destined for you. So somebody else, you know, somebody else, we don't have to compare ourselves to somebody else, because what's destined for them is what's destined for them. But what's destined for you, if you focus on you, is destined for you, is great as well. Okay. Also take it literally and just be mindful that, of course, your glow up will have some people who are not happy about your happiness. Okay. So just be mindful of it, steer clear of it. And again, you're in that energy of, well, oh, well, that's you. You do you. I'm going to do me over here. You go deal with that over there, because you're not going to disrupt my peace anyway. But it's still something to keep in mind. Okay. We do have a bonus message. And from the pool, it's titled Divine Intervention. The tarot cards pulled is the Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, the High Priestess. All right. And the Oracle cards pulled is Divine Intervention, Wealthy Man, Privileged Woman, Keep an Open Mind, Soulmate. And of course, my dog wants to get to growling. Of course, he wants to get to growling right at the end, but you know, the bonus message. But what Spirit is saying is that a divine setup is unfolding. It's just reminding us of that. The High Priestess and the Ace of Wands represent intuitive rebirth and creative fire. The Page of Cups brings emotional renewal. So someone or something is awakening your heart again, right? And Divine Intervention says that delays, redirections, or closed doors were actually sacred protection, right? The Wealthy Man and the Privileged Woman, that shows a power couple energy or frequency, right? Abundance, elegance, and purpose and balance. Keep an open mind, and Soulmate affirm that your next connections, whether romantic, spiritual, or collaborative, are divinely orchestrated, even if they come in unexpected forms. It's just really solidifying and reiterating what was already spoken about those cards. All right. And so that's just, you know, it was just a little extra tidbit there, a bonus message, just reminding you that, or just solidifying that within you. I really love that Wealthy Man and Privileged Woman when that popped out together. I was so excited. All right. I'm really excited for that power couple frequency that's coming our way. Right. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic, but hey, it can also mean romantic. So I'm just excited for that. I'm excited as a whole for this message for everyone. All right, Rooted and Rising family, I've gone on long enough, right? As you walk this path of becoming, remember, you are not who you were, and you're not who you're meant to be, but you are exactly where you need to be. The storms that tried to break you, that tower moment, right? We're actually building your divine authority. So stay grounded, stay grateful, and stay growing. All right? As always, stay rooted, stay rising, and aligned with all the divine gifts ahead.